Hey folks, we still under restriction. It's quiet downtime again. I gotta get right to it because of time constraints, and I gotta get this little crowd of people out of my neighborhood before them folks call security on me. So let's go. You know the rules. It's quite simple. Don't smile or don't laugh, or it will cost you. You'll have to admit it in the comment. Let's go. What does a pig with very dry skin use as a moisturizer? Ointment. How much do pirates in the Caribbean have to pay to buy corn? About $1 guineer. $1 guineer. Why did the security officer want to name his dogs Timex and Rolex? He wanted them to be his watchdogs. What did the left eye say to the right eye? Between you and me, something smells. What was the biggest problem that the farmer had keeping his dating service for chickens open? He was struggling to make hens meet. Hens meet. What happened to the baseball pitcher who got his left arm cut off in a freak accident? Well, I don't know for sure, but I hear he's all right now. All right. Why couldn't a bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired. What did one hat say to the other? You wait here. I'll go on ahead. I'll go on ahead. What do bad jokes and retired people have in common? Neither one of them ever work. But this joke has a wonderful job. Y'all listen up. A black college professor wanted to take one of his students camping just to prove to him that he was hip, and even though he had a PhD, he understood them real streets in the ghetto. So this Dr. Williams went to pick up his student Derek, and they headed out. On the way, Derek asked, "What camping grounds are we going to, sir?" Dr. Williams looked over and said, "My brother, real ninjas don't go hanging in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Since I'm a real G, we're just gonna set up tent in the woods outside of the 14th Street projects. I'm about that life." Derek looked and said, "But Doc, I think you're too soft for that kind of stuff." Dr. Williams insisted, "I told you now, I know about that street life. I know about that street life too. Don't let that piece of paper fool you." So when they got to the woods, they took all the stuff out and set up their tent, then pulled out the lawn chairs and put some music on while they cooked a couple of red snappers with hot sauce that they bought from the Winn-Dixie down the street. The doctor popped the top off a Colt 45 and fired up a brown fat one. He followed that up with some E&J and ice. They got so drunk and high that all they could do is go in the tent and pass out for a couple of hours. Later on, Derek woke the doctor up and said, "Hey, Doc, take a look up at the sky and tell me what you see." Dr. Williams replied in his old college voice, "Wow, well, I see millions of stars, homeboy." Derek said, "Yeah, but as a doctor, what does that tell you?" Dr. Williams pondered for a minute. Then he said in his doctor's voice again, "Well, astronomically speaking, it tells me that there are millions of galaxies and potentially billions of planets and stars." Derek looked at him and said, "You see Saturn up there too, right?" "You see Saturn up there too, right?" Doc, man, y'all gonna make me laugh. Doc then said, "Well, astrologically, it tells me that Saturn has drifted inside of Leo." Derek then said, "What do you think about them clouds, sir?" Doc said, "Meteorologically, it seems we have a beautiful and wonderful day ahead of us tomorrow. And along those lines, theologically, all this openness shows us evidence that the Lord is all-powerful and we are small and insignificant." "What does that mean to you, Derek?" Derek got quiet for a moment. "Well, sir, let me tell you what it tells me. Dr. Thug Life, somebody's come down here from the project and stole all our ish." "Dr. Thug Life, can't you see me on the ground? Can't you see me on the ground in the grass?" Good night. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all see yourself out.